G'day folks and welcome back. As a follow-on from yesterday's video, I'd first off like to make my apologies. Now, whilst I mentioned it was a Bopped event, I didn't really realise that there were some things you could do, and I thought in my innocence, all innocence, because I'm, there's a phrase, just because you didn't know doesn't mean saying you're not responsible. Well, I didn't know because I'm not necessarily thick. I'm just working and I'm looking at things and I'm not 100% realising what the hell's going on. Because this is all new, there's no instruction book. So anyway, by the by, yesterday we ran a 2:15.096 and I was really quite pleased with that. But then a couple of comments later on as I was posting the video and a message from a gentleman on PlayStation actually said to me, what tune did you use? And I just thought, well, I just used default car. Well, I didn't. As you can see from this look, you can see I've added extra things, stroke up, engine balance tuning, etc. This was my tune from last night, but I knew it was bopped, so I didn't really consider it, but there it is, folks. I mean, you can pause the screen and you can use that as much as you like, but I thought, well, what's the difference going to be? If I was to buy different engine upgrades, would the car accelerate faster? Would it have more torque? Because I know they've limited it at 40.7, but what if I was to actually have some items that made the torque higher? Would it actually deliver power earlier? So here we go. This is what I did as a result of that for today. So here we go. What more can I say? I just went straight out on the track with what we got. I knew yesterday I'd run a 2:14.666 potential best, and I thought, well, do you think we can actually go out and beat this? And look, I fell to 3,800 and something overnight. I was 2,255th. I'm not having this, folks. I'm a bit of a baller, me. I mean, I don't claim that I'm fast, but I'm not slow by any means. I'm actually a one traction control user, and I generally can't have it that I'm gonna get knocked out of gold. I want the gold. I didn't actually realise the time's changed. So here we go. I've just shown you through on the screens as you're watching what the fastest possible time is, 2:11.240. And here we go, back to Trail Mountain. I'm flicking through some screenshots, but you get the point, folks. Here we go. I went out and I actually thought I'm going to install more. I'm going to install the rest of the stuff. And it's cost me $500,000, believe it or not. $500,000 credits gone just making this video. It's a big expense. So let's see what we do. First lap out, we ran a 2:16 and then we ran a 2:15.4, which isn't as fast as my time, but here we go. Bit of a slide on. What I actually did was the key thing was actually added the body rigidity, which actually reduced your PPP and it made the car heavier. It didn't really give it much stability going into corners being heavier, and it didn't feel like the car got any better, but with doing so, targeted a 2:15.096, braking into this corner nice late down to second gear, and I can tell you we'll be running that gear corner in third gear later, I promise. So we're actually already up on the time, and I'm thinking we might be on something here, folks. If you rent a car that you can't tune, are you going to actually be able to do this? And I'm actually thinking, oh look, I've actually got mods from the auto tuning shop, like the rear wing and the front skirts and the side valance. I wonder if they change things. Because if you're just running the default car that they offer you as a rental, I wonder if that's actually going to be faster. Is that got any configurations or anything that's different? I didn't know. I'm actually running, I think, 20-inch wheels or 19-inch wheels and a lower profile tyre. I wonder if that changes things. My brain was all over the place, but we go out and we're actually up on the time, and the ghost isn't actually the ghost from my fastest run, because that didn't disappear overnight and it's not there when you start again. So I've been chasing my ghost, and this actually isn't the first run. I've done about 3 runs at this point, so I'm just getting back into it and get used to it. But this is where we're at, folks, coming down to the final corner. We're 0.2, almost 0.3 up on this lead ghost. Let's see what it does. Because if it's 2:15.422 this ghost, we come through that corner in third gear, and there's another message. we're actually going to be up 0.5, so we're going to be in the 214s, I believe, if we get this. Look, we're 3/4 of a second up almost. We're actually going to, there it is, a 214.714. So adding all those mods did actually help. And the bop's still the same. So what I thought, I'm going to go and strip that body off. I'm going to strip the body off, change the engine, I'm going to ditch the engine again, buy a new body, buy a new engine, and I'm only going to install the items that increase the PP. Bop remains the same, but we got much less. So there it is, a 214.714. We run a time faster than yesterday's time, second lap. Here we are on the third lap. Come through that corner nice and tidy. Probably a little bit wild through there because we didn't get that nice little lined up. But you can borrow so much more than I'm actually trying here. But it is quite tricky to thread the needle, was an expression I've used before. Getting this corner right, getting that back end to step out so you can drive through the corner. Don't forget it's front wheel drive. So the back end can slide, and if the front end's got grip, you're good. Third gear, look, third gear, don't change down to second, and we're quicker out the corner. Much quicker, and we're 0.347 up already against the 214.714. So we're potentially a 214.5 maybe at this point. Let's see how we do. We're faster out of that corner, faster down the straight, and you can see it on that central timer just above the rev counter. Minus 0.699, 0.7, so we're 3/4 of a second up on our fastest time of 214.7. So we're at 214 dead at this point. Oh, how good's that going to be if we can nail that? But I'm not that good a driver, am I? I'm not that good. I'm never that good. So we're 0.685 up at this point. Brake at the top of the hill. Get it over onto that curb. Use it all. I've let it drift a little bit, but get back on the gas. There doesn't seem to be a driver in the car behind. However, let's focus on what we're doing. Coming through this corner, still 0.6 ahead. Brake just before those green bits on the wall on the right hand side. Clip this corner. Oh, the ghost has really caught us there, hasn't he? He was quick through there. That was me. I've come through that corner much quicker. I'm still 0.3 ahead, because don't forget the ghost runs 0.4 ahead. So is this going to be a 214 what? Holy hell, 214.666. Do you remember that? That was last night's potential quickest time. Not to be deterred, a 214.666. What can we do? Can we better that? We've spent 500,000 credits, potentially winning 2 million, I know, and that'll put us 1.5 million credits up if we can stay in the top 2,000, top 3% or whatever it is. But here we go, folks. We're getting quicker, and this is not necessarily through modifications, because we're not actually changing torsion bars, ride heights or anything, because you can't, as far as I can work out. The only thing you can change is the added extras that potentially increase engine speed, engine power, but it's capped. But it's what's underneath the cap that is the difference. You can have, 600 brake horsepower, have it capped to 500 brake horsepower, and you'll still get to the 500 limit before somebody who's only got 502 brake horsepower. It's a figure. It's not a figure of speech. It's actually got to be real. It's a matter of physics, isn't it? Come around this corner. We're still a week up. We don't get that timer above the rev counter because this is the first lap out. But here's the thing: if we can go, and we're on a roll if we can beat this, and it looks like we're well closer than 0.4 of a second, doesn't it? But what really stokes me at this point is realising that I was able to actually achieve the predicted time from last night. Not necessarily with the same setup, we've changed a few things. But here we go, into this corner. We are literally gaining on our ghost. So we're looking like a 214, I don't know, 4 at this point. Would that be a good time, a 214.4? Would that get us somewhere? Won't get us near the guys at the front that are running 211s, I mean, they're gods, aren't they, really, running 211s. That's really quite impressive. Oh, fluffed that corner, slid too much into there. And we're still running traction control, so we're a bit of a weed, really. We're not really manning up enough to run, you know, zero traction control, but I can't get used to that. I've tried, and it just doesn't work in my head. Here we go into this corner. Third gear, drive hard, see if we can keep up with that car in front. Oh, I got a good drive out of there last time, didn't I? To get that 666, but we're still in range. We're definitely still in range. Come on. Boom. 2:14.503. And that makes me a happy chappy for a Friday night. I am. I'm really quite happy with that. That puts us back in the top 2,000, top 2.52 percentile. There we are. Ooh, Mr. McFarlane's moved himself up at the list to 2:14.8. But we're ahead of that chap. He would have been ahead of us today. And we're up there. Oh, and I've done this a little bit later. So at 1988, we're still there. But thank you very much, folks. I appreciate you watching. It's good that you do and you come back every day. But thank you to those people that encourage me. Thank you for those that ask for answers. And we'll speak to you on the next one. Take care, folks. All the best. See ya.